Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic, Non-Classic. This is episode number 2753 and Doubleshot number 2647. Those of you thinking, wait a minute, you skipped a number. Well, let me apologize for that. I misquoted. The actual previous episode was episode 2752 and Doubleshot number 2646. Alright, this one, 2 final trades for these victor runs. First that we have is Aquaman, just serve and protect. The final trade that I have left to review, the collect issues from Volume 6. Yes, still to this day, issues 7 to 14 are not in trade. Yes, I don't really know the reason for this. It's kind of odd. They collect all the Sub Diego stuff, but not the rest of the frickin' volume. They basically released the first 6 issues of the trade paperback, but the middle issues? Nope, not really. This book collects Aquaman Volume 6, issues 24 to 31. Actually, I think 31. So, yes, Ocean Master's here, but we'll get back to that. So, your writers, you have 3 different writers of this book. You have John Arcani, which I think this is like the third book I reviewed stuff written by him. John Oswander and Mark Guggenheim. The artwork of this book is by Patrick Gleason. Yes, Patrick Gleason did artwork for this book, which is really good. Chris Batista, Andy Clarkey. The cover art is done by Patrick Gleason, Christian Anami, who is the inker of the book, one of the inkers, and Nathan Ehring, who is the colorist. So, the first issue is called Loot. Mostly put, we kind of deal with a little bit of flashback to the events of, like, basically, you have Aquaman witnessing events what happened with San Diego. It been hit by an earthquake, so we have him go there with Dr. Fate, Superman, the Alan Scott Green Lantern, and I'm thinking that under his helmet, I think it's Kent V. Nelson. Yes, one of Kent Nelson's nephews. So we have the president. I'm assuming that the president here, because it's 2000, I'm sure this is probably Bush. Because I highly doubt this is Obama. This is probably the second Bush. We have this admiral who is a bit skeptical. Yes, Admiral William Hitchens. Yes, he is going to be very skeptical of Aquaman because of the fact he actually can talk as well holding the fish. See, he's like, you're in charge of here, I'm in charge of here. Is that clear? By whose authority? And the president's like, let's say mine. Yeah, this is not Bush. This is somebody who's a stand-in for him. I'm guessing this could be Pete Ross. Yeah, I think this is Pete Ross. That because it's not Bush, because Bush never existed in the DC continuity as president. Yeah, that's kind of weird though, because we had Lex 2000 because I think the hair I thought it was Bush. No, it's Pete Ross. Those of you curious, like, when did Pete Ross become president of the United States? After the events, the opening story of Superman Batman Public Enemies, which at the time was released as World's Finest. Yeah, he was put in charge. He was elected as VP, and by default, he became president. So, P. Ross is somebody who is, of course, he's basically one of Superman's oldest friends. So he's very trustworthy of superheroes. Despite the fact the Admiral here, he says he's an Admiral, but I'm like, why is he not in uniform? This I think is kind of weird. It's like, did Gleason not get the memo? The fact that, okay, I get the president in a suit, but why couldn't this Admiral? They say he's an admiral from the Joint Chiefs of Staff, but last time I checked, these guys actually wear uniforms. He looks like a secret agent. Why the heck is he himself an admiral for? Now, I'm guessing this is probably miscommunication on the artist. Like, he assumes, ooh, this admiral must be this cool guy with these shades. An admiral, I don't mind the shades thing, but the suit and tie? Okay, the tie is fine, but no. Admirals do, like, if they're in public like this, and if they're still If the Department Joint Chiefs of Staff, unless told otherwise, they generally wear the uniform. Like they had like a regular, not like a dress uniform per se, but like something you wear in public. So yeah, Lorna basically is there for reasons. I'm like, okay, something happened a little while ago, and it takes now for the president basically. So he says raising the city is possible but not feasible. Yeah, and they mentioned the whole thing about guest, where, and of course he's introduced the Sea Devils, which are an old concept from the '70s that they've had to bring back to this book. Yeah. So, guest is responsible for the mutation, and at the start of the Sub Diego stuff, because people thought, oh, they're in the ocean, they have to get to the ocean, they have to get oxygen right away, get to the surface. But 2 people died. And Aquaman had to use fish to tell people, no, you can't do that. Because you're water breathers now. You can't go to the surface anymore. Yeah, so Aquaman basically is here. And they're here because they need to go to the USS Nimitz, which I think in real life the thing was never sunk anyway. They show here in the flashback that it was sunk with San Diego. So basically they're there to retrieve any warheads. That's mainly the reason why Aquaman and Sea Devil is there for. They basically meet up with the Navy servicemen who they have converted into water breathers. And of course the captain of the ship is like, I'm Aquaman, Lieutenant McKenzie. Navy sent me. Yeah, how are you, Aquaman? And he puts on the fingers like, here's my card. And he brings out 4 great white sharks to surround them. Yes, 4 red sharks. Satisfied? Okay. Now, Sea Devils deal with these marauders. Yep. And yeah. Because the whole thing is retrieving. And of course, they do retrieve nuclear warheads. All of them, no problem. And now apparently RS members, oh yeah, now he wears his uniform. Because the way the artwork depicted, it's like maybe Gleason forgot to put the envelopes on there, but here they are. Yeah, now he is wearing the uniform. It's just the way we see him from the front, it's like they forgot that. And of course, basically, they go and retrieve them. Like, oh, what is he doing? He's tearing off in space? What is he doing? The man said, I believe all sea life, Admiral. He's asked him to do checking around. So, basically, Sea Devils go back with him to retrieve the Marauder, beat them up, and of course, they retrieve them, and of course, all the warheads, too. And that story is kind of wrapped up for now. Then we have this guy who's like a gangster who likes picking his own teeth. He's like forming deals with people. And of course, Lauren is fighting off against a scavenger. One of them, anyway. So of course, Lisa will let him go. Yeah, and of course, we have flashbacks to before Sub Diego stuff. People are eating like raw fish. So it looks like he is stuff with the woman who's missing, and of course he proceeds to beat the living crap out of the guy. And apparently he's got mutate people with him, so he basically takes him to like a cavern and traps him there. Yep. Yeah, then basically we have this 2-part in those Retroverse, where everything for something happens normally, except they do make a change. The first thing you notice a change, well, first of which we have the debut of Lorna's Aqua costume, which she sports for the rest of the run. This is basically the debut of that very costume, and then something else happens really weird. Oh look, it's Aquaman, except that's not Aquaman. That's Ocean Master. And you're thinking, where's Ocean Master, you might ask? Why, here's Ocean Master right here. You think he's Aquaman? He's very arrogant. And here's Ocean Master, even though that's Aquaman. Yeah, it's a quick two-part of them swapping worlds, but Lorna keeps her costume. The only thing she remembers is the costume, so she's allowed to keep. She basically, it's like, yeah, I like the uniform I keep. It's like, you didn't like it very much, but fine. He says better regular clothes, but she used to keep anyways. Mm-hmm. Then we have two separate tech. Yeah, then we have a. Now this I thought was a really cool idea to do this, a glass bottom boat, and we have people seeing their people, their loved ones, like, and like, ooh, see people they know. Even though they can't exactly be the surface with them, but they can see them. Excuse me. There's also this reporter here too, named Esther. I think his name is Esther Mars. She gives a report. She gives basically just some. Of course, then of course we deal with this shark man. Okay, her name is Esther Morris. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. And eventually finds out the whole thing mutations with the DNA. And, well, then the Atlanteans show up. And, okay, it's like the writer of this book, I think it's Oscar that's writing this book. It's like he's trying to undo the opening of Stark Water Breather with. Because at the start of that run, Aquaman's people turn against them. Well, actually, was half a page of JLA, where they turned against him and they're moved from the throne. And the fact that he kind of, well, it was the elders. Somebody turned against them. All because of the Obsidian Age saga. And then we have Superman acting completely out of character here. And, yeah, it turns out the reason why he's acting out of character because he's actually Martian Manhunter. I'm sure John Osterman is like, yay, I got Martian Manhunter again because he wrote his ongoing series. So that's the reason why he wrote him here. The reports we have the Kiss of Death. Yeah, this is basically the series of murders that happen underwater. And they do mention the San Diego Police Department. Well, at this point, the Sub Diego Police Department was cleaned up. And there's detectives down there from the SDPD who are there underwater. And of course, they use the buses that are there as prison cells. Not a bad idea to do. They're trapped in there. They can't really go any place at all. And then we have Aquaman Arkham Asylum all places and just talk to the Scarecrow. Yes, the frickin' Scarecrow. By the way, this two-parter this multi-parter is written by Mark Guggenheim. Yep, and it turns out the person who did this is this detective they met at the start of the story. Yeah, she's responsible for these murders, which unfortunately become getting too much oxygen. and she's kind of put like a version of mental, put it in another bus, and that's it. That's it for this book. Really good issues. I thoroughly enjoyed this one for Aquaman. The Civic was really good. Yes, I've reviewed the next trailer already that came out. I think it was like Kingdom Lost, which brought back more Atlanteans and Aquaman's son. One of his sons, anyways. I'm gonna give this book a 10 out of 10. Final thoughts on Aquaman Volume 6. Very interesting volume. It's almost like for the first year of the book, they had okay idea what to do. Him being banished because of the events of what happened in JLA. And that's what they go on. And then, like, I guess somebody must feel like, hey, why are we having a story where San Diego gets sunk in the water? And have that be the basis of the story for the next couple years? Which probably was a smart idea on their part. And these just be really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyable. And then and then we had the Anticrisis and a book renamed to Sword of Atlantis. Aquaman Volume 6, really fun book. Still kind of wish that DC would have finished collecting this book of trade. Next up we have is The Joker, The Man Stop Laughing, Book 2. Yes, collect issues 7 to 12 of the series. All stories, first and second sermon by Matthew Rosenberg, with Ryan Candy. Artwork, Carmine De Gasmigo, Francis Coppola, and Will Robinson. So yeah, we're dealing with Joker in LA in these issues, and dealing with Kate Spencer. Yeah, for some reason, Matthew Rosenberg made Kate Spencer a supporting character, recurring character in this book for reasons. I suppose the Joker, and of course we show back at the Gotham, and of course I think it's It's criminal chance to placate this. I think he has a hearing coming up. Yeah. So, kind of these issues, main issues like Joker hanging out L.A. and dealing with Kate Spencer. And of course, you get experienced by Killer Croc on people. Yes, Killer Croc. It's like, okay, let's have Joker, and then we have Killer Moth show up. Yes, Killer Moth. That's interesting. Yeah, then we have this mysterious blonde girl who turns to be Barbara Gordon in disguise. Yep. Yes, Barbara keeping an eye on the guy who shot her back in the 80s. Yeah. And then we see Ventriloquist and Scarface at a theater, and then Joker shows up. Yes, then Joker shows up. And then Rose Wilson shows up. Yes, Ravenger. Yep. And then we see Killer Moth, the Mad Hatter. Look at basically who's here. Looks like KG Beast, or the Beast. Ratcatcher, I'd say two of them. Great White Shark, and Victor Zsasz. Oh my gosh, I think that's Polka Dot Man there. Yeah. As on this page, you're like, what? So, Clayface, people probably know. Mad Hatter, yeah, he's recognized. So is Victor Zsasz. But, yeah, the guy with the apron, yeah, I believe that's the Ratcatcher. The guy with the bluish outfit with the metal arms, that's KG Beast. I'm guessing the people Yang Yang, I'm sure it's probably two of them. Polka Dot Man is the guy with the I-beams. Killer Moth is an obvious one. Great White Shark, one member of the Terrible Trio. Actually, no, this is not Polka Dot Man. This is Crazy Quilt. Yeah, it's Crazy Quilt. C-lister. And of course, yeah, Joker. Yeah, Joker has to deal with the imposter. Joker again. That's why I had to kill him back in issue 6. And Black Mask is here. Yes, Black Mask is here. Come on, thank you. Yeah. They were these Joker. It was Joker gang. I wonder how Joker feels about the gang, the Jokers. Oh, interesting. Yeah, then Kate Spencer comes to Gotham City, beats up Ravager, and works with on Batgirl. And also Red Hood's here too, because reasons. And then Joker just helps out a lady who's with cancer. Oh, and she has an issue of Wonder Woman. For some reason, she has a Wonder Woman comic with her. Even though the outfit is the current outfit, but the logo is 90s logo. He says comics are magical. Because of course I know who he is. I made him. Yeah. And Joker deal with his new gang and just dealing with his gang of clowns. And of course we have Rose and Kate. Basically, Ravager and Manhunter working together. Now this is interesting. These two working together because here's the weird thing comes to these two. Rose made her debut in the 90s, while Kate made her debut in the 2000s. She's a creation of Mark Guggenheim, while Ravager Rose is a creation of Marv Wolfman, who also created her father and her brothers, and her family butler, and her stepmom. I believe also her mom too, but she's dead. So yeah, then we have like a massive brawl going on in the penultimate issue. Gets over Killer Moth, and Joker once again has to fight Manhunter. The explosion. And Joker basically is like, he apparently has no idea who that Manhunter is. And he's got an axe gets beaten up. And then we see more Jokers. People are Jokerized. There's Clown. Who thinks he's John Crayson. He's like, no, that can't be right. I thought I knew. I'm sorry, John. Yeah, it is weird that this ending with this series, like people like him thinking he's the imposter Joker. And rides off and Joker has his own train and oh look, it's a blimp with the old 70s Joker look. Yep. And Joker bows the air bows. I don't know if it's the real Joker, can't really tell. And they kind of the thing explodes and well, then we have apparently looks like Joke, and we have a, believe it or not, a Freddy versus Jason moment where we have Joker acting like he's Jason Voorhees, and he's picking up a head, like, and the head is probably taking place of Freddy Krueger. I think he's one because he's the Joker. And then we got the backup feature, which of course has the Joker ongoing series from 70s logo. Like, oh, it's at the first story where Joker attempts to run for president. And he is a laughingstock. He gets beaten up for it. Yeah, we have Deathstroke here in his old. I like this is interesting though. First backup story, not done by Francis Boccovo does the artwork, and it's a quick standalone story. And here, and of course, then we have. Oh, and look at this very cover here. That's a clear homage to The Killing Joke. And this story, nothing to do with Killing Joke at all. We have looks like Joker being have water dumped in his head by Hawk Girl of all people. Yes, Hawk Girl. They run to the Green Lantern. He apparently is also shooting at Superman, Aquaman, even Plastic, which I blow their heads off. It's almost like this is set early on. And then you have Barbara as Batgirl having Joker hanging from a side. And of course it was like, put your hands up. I can't do that. Yep. And he's like, I think he's accused of murdering the Joker. He's like, I saw him hit the water, he's dead. Cut her loose, Commissioner. No body, no crime. Look up the psychic, send the gorilla to the zoo, and cut her loose. Yep. And then comes a weird scene where we have the mayor. We have Gordon with the mayor, and the mayor looks like him. I'm like, yeah, I can tell the one with the full mustache. That's obviously Jim Gordon, but the mayor looks a lot like an older version of Jim Gordon. I'm like, is it supposed to be Jim Gordon? Maybe it's his father. I'm not sure. They don't really say, just the mayor. Of course, more Joker stuff here. Some really, and we have Joker meeting with Professor Pig for some reason. Yes, Professor Pig. Yeah, and that's probably the series in a nutshell. Interesting book. Yes, there's no denying that issue 4 had the worst backup feature, the whole backup story, the whole series with the Joker being pregnant, and that's never mentioned ever again. The main series itself, the main series actually was really good. But I'm gonna give this book here a 9. I think the story's a lot more interesting than the first book. Yep. Final thoughts on the Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing. It's a very interesting series, but the major problem with the series is the series had a very tough task following James Gunn the Joker book. That was a big issue with this book. It had a tough time following it, and sadly put them in the Joker books. And believe it or not, I saw reasons to solicit. They're doing a complete collection of this book. Yes, seriously. I'm like, if you're going to do a complete collection, why not? Oh, I don't know. How about some of the older books before 2011? You know what book could probably use it? Streets of Gotham. Yep. But yeah, that's 2 Joker books reviewed. What do you think? That's interesting. Yes. Yes, it is. But yeah, this particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, notifications, and do the dislike button. I'll see y'all later for Demon Slayer and the other anime reviews and maybe more comic corners. Okay? Next video.